Oh, Ms. Markle, you ain't fooling anyone. We just know that you're listening. Yes, that's right. On this new mood board to celebrate 7 years of misery, sorry, I mean marriage, there you'll see the most obvious Moonbump picture yet. Let me read the post to you. 7 years of marriage. A lifetime of hell for Harry. Sorry, a lifetime of stories. Thanks to all of you, whether by our side or from afar, who have loved and supported us throughout our love story. We appreciate you. Happy anniversary. And it is funny to think, 7 years ago on this day, I was in Windsor with Ms. Meghan Kelly, celebrating this union that we thought could bring joy to the world, could enhance the reputation of the royal family. Brittany from the Royal News Network, how wrong we all were. But we know a lot about Meghan's mood boards, don't we, Brittany? We know that they're used for a very specific purpose. I mean, as the aforementioned Meghan Kelly revealed recently, her mood boards used to be used to pray that she was going to meet a Prince Harry. Now we see the pictures of her marriage, of her union, of her children that she wants us to see. What's your take on what she's put forward to the world today, Brittany?
Well, looking through it, Dan, all I can think of is that this is Meghan's love story, a Meghan. It's all about Meghan. She's usually the one in focus in the shots. She's usually the one who's front and center in almost every single picture. And I just get the sense every time I see it that this is just about Meghan celebrating Meghan. This is her grand achievement is bagging sort of a dim prince. This is her grand achievement in life. So she's really celebrating herself. Her children feature in there a little bit, so does her husband slightly, but it's really all about celebrating Meghan. And finally, how by through marriage she was able to force herself upon the world. And I think we've all been dreading it ever since, and I don't think anybody more than Prince Harry himself.
I mean, it's interesting because you can definitely see, I mean, if you look here, Brittany, 2020, I would argue they are still in love, aren't they? I mean, certainly at that point, I mean, whether she's ever been in love with him is a whole other story. But Harry definitely is at that point. He didn't realize what was to come. But of course, the misery, the sadness on his face comes later. And you'll even see, look at these pictures, which are further down to 2023. Look at Harry's face there and in that black and white imagery. And sure, there's a lot of PDA, right? So we've got lots of PDA, lots of kissing, lots of handsy action. But that actually is not proof of happiness.
Mm-mm. And when I see their PDA, sometimes it seems very forced and almost like they're trying to strangle each other at the same time they're trying to show affection. They're like holding each other awkwardly. So you just don't even feel the sense of love like they're trying to portray. But when you look at the pictures of 2020, I mean, this is the high for them. He thinks he is the knight saving her from the terror that is his family and the British press and all these sorts of things. And so they're riding the high of their delusional fantasies. But as reality has kicked in by 2023, 2024, 2025, and life isn't as good as I think Meghan played it up for Harry. I think she spun him quite a tale when they were going to go to Montecito in California, that how they would be these big stars and that everything would be wonderful and amazing. And then they get there and it's yes, they got these huge deals, but everything's become increasingly disastrous. Harry's, of course, Heart of Invictus series and Polo, which were both his, I think, passion projects, massively failed with Netflix. Hers sort of barely got off the ground, was more because people were mocking it than anything else. So I think the two of them, I can't help but imagine that they live together in misery. This has been 7 years of, yes, some highs, some delusions, but also a lot of misery and pain along the way.
Absolutely, Brittany. Absolutely. Now, look, we know that Meghan is aware of the speculation in regards to the pregnancy. What do you make specifically of these three shots, which are believed to show the picture of Archie, a never before seen picture of Archie after his birth, which we would assume would be in the Portland hospital, the ultrasound scan picture, and then this very, very incongruous picture of Meghan's bump.
I mean, she has to be aware of all this talk and speculation regarding the surrogacy. She can't not be aware of it. But at the same time, she's the one who caused it. Her and Harry wanted to play games with her pregnancy. And because of that, now you have all this needless speculation that exists that they rent their kids, that the kids aren't theirs, that like all these sorts of things that have stemmed from her wanting to play games with her pregnancy. Now, I can't tell for sure if anything is a moon bump or not. But what I can say is that the worst offenders, you could say, to Archie and Lily in some ways are their own parents for deciding to play games in the media and resulting in all these people, much like Harry suffered when he was a child and an adult, people thinking he was the son of James Hewitt. He has done now the same thing essentially to his own children. People wonder if they're his or if there are some sort of surrogates or some other woman or something. It's just all such craziness. And none of this is helping that needless speculation. People, of course, will be analyzing it to death. But regardless, the kids are here, they're alive. So obviously, hoping all is well for the children, but their parents, they have done them no favors.
No, because all of the pictures again, Brittany, are really odd because
Mm-hmm.
it's very hard to see the extent to which they've been manipulated because these are all very small pictures. And I mean, if you look at this one, Archie's hair is jet black, for example. I mean, there's a lot of bizarre things. Now, if Meghan wanted to be transparent, given, let's be honest, she wants people to run these pictures, then why not release high resolution pictures of all of these moments so that we can actually see them for ourselves? The fact that they are all part of this mood board is what's very suspicious to me.
Yes, and when it comes to the kids' hair in particular, I've actually always been a bit on the fence that Meghan manipulates the pictures so that Archie's hair is redder than it is, because we've seen a broad spectrum on his hair over the years. And I just don't understand why that she feels the need to do this. I think Lilibet's hair has been more consistently in the red hue, but Archie's hair has kind of run the spectrum. And it's just her, again, need to control things and her desperate need to control and make everything look a particular way and try to send a particular message always ends up backfiring on her because this is the time of authenticity. We don't really. Filters are good, but we sort of want people to tell us that they're using filters in this sort of space. Meghan just wants to manipulate everything. She is definitely living in the Instagram of 2014, not 2025. And that's part of the reason why her profile isn't growing. People can sense the fakery and they're not as amused as they were by it or not as savvy as they are by it now. And so because of that, Meghan's whole strategy here is just completely tone deaf.
Yeah, indeed, because if you look at the most recent picture, which we believe has probably been taken on this holiday that they leaked to People magazine recently, Brittany, okay, you've got the PDA, but if you look at the picture of the children there, they are both wearing hats and both facing away from the camera, and it's completely impossible to see whether that is an authentic picture or not.
It is. And it's just, again, goes back to these media games. I just don't know why Meghan thinks these help her. I mean, I guess she just wants people to speculate endlessly, but this is not good speculation. I don't think it's helping her public reputation in the slightest. And it's just like, at this point, my always thought has been either show your kids and talk about them, totally fine. But if you don't want to show your kids, don't talk about them, leave them off, and allow them to have the private lives that you claim you want them to have. Stop these like teasing bits. I just find them very obnoxious on multiple levels. I see other people do it too. I'm just not a fan of it. Either keep your kids off social media or put them on. Don't try to bridge the gap because it just never seems to work. And she just wants to again play all these sorts of media games and try to manipulate things in her favor and it never goes in her favor. Almost every single time it ends up disastrously for her, but she's trying to spin the lie. I mean, this is about their alleged love story. It's a lie. Imagine in a couple of years we'll hear the divorce story, and that'll be the new story for her.
Well,
So,
indeed, we know she's shopping it already, isn't she?
mhm,
But look,
yes.
look at this, for example, which L. Rose Create and Meghan's Mole have pointed out. Now, there does seem to be at least one provably fake image within this collage. You'll remember that moment when the couple were in New Zealand and they did the hongi with the senior Maori figure, and those images seem to have been put together to create this new image, Brittany, of Harry and Meghan together.
Oh my gosh, I can so 100% believe that's the case. They, I mean, Photoshop is very easy for most people to use anymore, and a lot of people do use it. Are we surprised Megan uses Photoshop to create an image that seems to utilize other things that the media has taken? Of course she does. But, we don't know, let's say that could have been something that they did earlier. Can't see all the details to know for sure, but would she 100% create a fake image? Oh, yes, she would. That would be, I just can totally see that right now. That's just hysterical though, because she just again wants to portray and spread this narrative that may not necessarily be true because it benefits her for now to sell the love story.
Brittany, it wasn't the only piece of absolute weirdness, social media weirdness this weekend. I'm not going to play the music for copyright reason, but Ms. Markle posted this video of her flowers, but Brittany, she accompanied it with the LL Cool J song, Doing It, all about sex. What did you make of that?
Oh my goodness. Well, I guess it is their anniversary weekend. So I guess that could be the case. Although you got to wonder if she's making her own bouquet of flowers, why didn't Harry get those for her? Very interesting question. But she's been focusing a lot on flowers recently. So I don't know if it's a reference to flower sprinkles. I don't know if she's doing something with Abigail Spencer's flower delivery service, what have you. So she's definitely working on a variety, like she's definitely gearing up for a new As Ever launch, but I still don't know what As Ever is supposed to be. I don't know what message she's trying to send, but she's trying to be coy and cute. It's just not funny. She's in her 40s now. It's time to grow up a little bit.
Oh, well, I don't think there's any chance of her growing up, Brittany. I don't think there's any chance. In fact, she's going down, if you know what I'm saying. Certainly in terms of immaturity. I did just want to take one moment to look back at just one moment from the wedding, Brittany. And of course, this was during the sermon, and the royal family were clearly mortified and finding it all very uncomfortable. But I think, given we now know so much more about how the Windsors felt about Ms. Markle, this imagery, these video clips take on a greater meaning than 7 years ago. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Oh, they knew, didn't they, Brittany? They knew what was coming.
Oh man, I love Zara's reaction. She's like, what the heck is going on here? It's so funny to rewatch some of that, Beatrice and Catherine and Camilla, like they were all sort of in on it at this point. They're listening to this sermon. He's talking about love, and they're all thinking, we know she's just marrying him for the title and the money. We all kind of know this at this point. And so it's just kind of funny to watch them react and know how disastrously everything was going on behind the scenes, how disastrously the relationship has ended up with his family and him and everything. And so to see them react like this, you got to know that they're just kind of laughing. I mean, part of it was that the sermon went on for a really long time. And they're like, this should be somewhat short instead of going on and on. But it's looking back, and Harry and Meghan still are obsessed with this idea that they had some sort of magnificent love story when it's really a tale as old as time. A woman of a lower social standing manages to grab a man of an upper standing. So she's managed to social climb. It's like one of the oldest things women have done for centuries, millennia. So she's not breaking any ground here like she seems to think that she is. But the royal family was definitely pretty suspect at that point.
Absolutely, for very good reason. Okay, Brittany, the other big story over the weekend, Bullies Unite. Chrissy Teigen is to appear as the star guest on season 2 of Meghan Markle's Netflix series With Love, Meghan. Now, she was the first to receive one of the jams from the Duchess of Sussex back in 2024, of course. And the Daily Mail reports that while there will be Chrissy in the show, there will be no sign of Prince Harry. A source revealed to the newspaper Chrissy is the big name in Series 2 and they have been friends for a long time. On the downside, there is no sign of Harry at all in this one and nothing of the children either. Meghan and Chrissy have much in common, the Mail reports. Both appeared as briefcase girls on game show Deal or No Deal. In an interview in 2018, Chrissy said, I am especially a fan of Meghan. I was on Deal or No Deal with her and she was lovely. And the paper reports they bonded further after Meghan wrote to Chrissy when she lost her unborn baby Jack at 20 weeks in September 2020. A few months earlier, Meghan had suffered a miscarriage, something she would reveal later this year. Brittany, you posted on this alleged bullies unite, I guess. And we will get into what we're really dealing with Chrissy Teigen here. But there are huge hypocritical moments, aren't there, in the fact that Meghan has got rid of friends and family members for so much less than the public actions, the vile public actions of Chrissy Teigen, one of the world's biggest internet trolls, who Meghan is now going to put on a pedestal. What did you make of this signing?
I mean, it's number one, if this Chrissy Teigen is the biggest guest star that she can get, that's pretty lame. Chrissy Teigen, obviously, she's most known for she was a model first, but then she married John Legend, and that's really how she's had her staying power. And when it comes to even just getting Meghan's jam initially, she was actually the best one to sell it. She showed a recipe, it was interesting, and I'm like, and then she's showing her own products. I was like, wow, Meghan can learn a lot of lessons from Chrissy. Of course, she hasn't. But looking at the addition of Chrissy, I mean, they claim to be good friends, but have we seen a single picture of them together in years? I don't think so. We have heard nothing about them having dinner together, going out together, or anything of the sort. Yeah, Meghan sent a letter, but I think, like most of Hollywood, this is sort of a fake friendship. Like, they are friendly, but are they actually in each other's confidences? Probably definitely not.
So Chrissy Teigen's the new Mindy Kaling, is what you're basically saying, Brittany.
Yes, the best they could get.
But I think Chrissy Teigen's going to be better at faking it. But look, there is a huge irony in the fact that Meghan would want to put on a pedestal a woman like Chrissy Teigen. Let me show you what, according to Taz, had to say about this. She wrote, Meghan and Harry have launched a campaign, No Child Lost to Social Media, but she's chosen Chrissy to appear on her show, who bullied a teenager so badly on social media that she wanted to kill herself. In fact, Chrissy even told her to kill herself publicly, encouraging her followers to pile on as well. So not only did Chrissy Teigen write sick stuff about children, she also targeted Courtney Stodden and bullied her so badly that she wanted to take her own life. Courtney was married off at 16 to a 51-year-old actor who had started grooming her at 15 when she attended acting classes. She said that she was sexualized, exploited, and abused by everyone around her, which was clear for most people to see. But rather than feeling concern or compassion to the 16 to 17-year-old girl, Chrissy started abusing her online. Chrissy targeted her on Twitter, telling her to take a dirt nap and to go to sleep forever. Courtney said she even privately sent messages telling her to kill herself. In 2021, this was made public and Chrissy publicly apologized to the media and on Twitter. Yet, according to Courtney, she never reached out to her directly. So her apologies were obviously more about damage control for her reputation because she found out. And when you look at the old posts on X, the old tweets from Chrissy Teigen, they really will turn your stomach. Okay, so let me just read out a couple of them. They're really not nice. Go to sleep forever. That was to Courtney Stodden. My home erupts as I deeply penetrate my long, hard lemongrass. Garlic overwhelms my senses as I stuff it into my snapper. You have rabies. You're like a bad Mad Lib. And there's more. on a whole load of other tweets that were uncovered. She says, if you said, eat this one bite of human and you can eat any other meat the rest of your life, or Chrissy, you eat turkey forever, I'd eat human. Skinny pedos drink pedo light. I'm going to jail over pizza. Water slide that goes through a shark tank. If yeah, time to get my pedo on. Seeing little girls do the splits half naked is just want to put myself in jail. Now, he just said the cleanest and best pleasure is to have sex with a 13-year-old up until that. Ha, 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 ha. I mean, Brittany, this is not normal behavior on any level. It is the type of behavior that Meghan Markle would condemn. What, because Chrissy Teigen is married to John Legend? Meghan is going to unite with this woman, or is it because actually Meghan deep down has sympathy for celebrity bullies?
Well, I'm sure as a bully herself, or alleged bully,
Yeah.
as we required to say, she definitely wants to, she attracts like. Meghan, if you'll notice, is only friends with people who are really like Meghan, because they're the only people who can really stand to be around her for a significant period of time. And so Meghan attracts the same people that she is similar to. And Chrissy Teigen's posts were just wildly inappropriate. And it all came out, and she was sort of canceled for a little bit, and it's been slowly trying to claw her way back. I think maybe one of her cookware lines or something was dropped for a period of time, which was good, because why in the world would any grown woman feel the need to say any of that? And I noticed this was a long time ago as well. Like, if you look at some of her posts, they're sort of terribly worded. Like on Instagram, it's like she can't really write. And so it's just all sorts of awfulness, but Meghan has no qualms with being buddy buddy with somebody who's controversial, as long as they can help her get ahead in Hollywood. And like I said, I think Chrissy Teigen was the best they could get for season 2. I'm sure they tried Oprah and Gwyneth Paltrow and many other women in Hollywood that Meghan would prefer probably to have on her show, because they have a greater, you could say, social cachet. But Chrissy Teigen was the best she could get.
They both have a track record of being very dishonest in regards to their births, their miscarriages, their abortions, their moon bumps, etc., etc. Queer Lips of Truth wrote on this, Brittany. There are so many things I will never forgive Chrissy Teigen for. Here is one. She lied to the world that she had suffered a miscarriage, sharing photos and writing articles to drum up sympathy. Guess what? She actually had an elective abortion. It was not a miscarriage. Interesting that she and her co-liar Meghan Markle will be on a cooking show. Meghan also claims to have suffered a miscarriage, but the storyline doesn't add up, Brittany.
So I don't want to go. I mean, we can never say for sure, I guess, what exactly happened. And there is a process, at least when it comes to Chrissy. Again, I don't want to speculate too much, but if depending on how far along in the pregnancy she was, part of the process could have required similar practices that they do in abortions. So I can't say for certain either way, but do Meghan and Chrissy, you could say, have a track record of being alleged bullies and unpleasant online and unpleasant to people? Yes, that's 100% the case. Beyond that, I don't want to speculate too much on somebody's private medical information.
No, indeed. Now, Brittany, there has been a lot more criticism your way over these concert stunts last week. You know, we saw the really weird Beyonce pictures, you know, with Harry in the hat and sort of the fake PDA. Then we saw Harry looking like a hobo at the James Taylor concert, where Meghan dragged him out for some more PR. Well, the Dear Me podcast, specifically The Toast, featuring Claudia and Jackie, have roasted those concert appearances. Well, Brittany, I do understand the speculation, because, of course, then he was in this beanie at the James Taylor concert. So while it is possible that he's gone in for another hair transplant, I would argue what's probably most likely is that his confidence is at rock bottom, in part because of her. She's making him feel so bad about how he looks and trying to get him to lose weight and everything, that he's almost wearing the hat as like a shield.
Well, right now, when you look at Harry's situation, like he just lost this big court battle. He just got hugely embarrassed on the world stage, wandering around a neighborhood, scaring people, knocking on multiple doors, trying to find his friend, who apparently moved and didn't tell him, which tells you, how close his friends really are to him. But he's wearing these, and it could be definitely to cover up something that I'm sure he's insecure about, which is his hair. And you could say too that he's losing this hair and he's not really adjusting his hairstyle to match what's going on actually on top of his head. So in certain angles and certain pictures, he looks terrible. There's nothing wrong with getting hair plugs or stuff like that. But I think because things are going so poorly for him and Meghan is starting to distance herself, she's starting to try to get ahead, and Harry's more of a liability to her at this point than an asset. Like his only asset to her is the title that he holds, and that's why she married him in the first place. So yeah, maybe she'll keep him around, but if she hits it big at some point, she'll drop him like a hot potato. And I think he's probably more aware of that than ever. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's covering his head in part to sort of protect himself in a way. But I will have to say, when it comes to his hat at the Beyonce concert, I felt like that was more of an Australian outback hat. It's not a Southern cowboy hat like from like Texas, which was the point because Beyonce is from Texas. So Harry and Meghan should know that.
Brittany, what's this very cute story that we have from Queen Camilla with her new dog? Is it Molly or
Mhm.
Moley? What do we
It's
know about this?
Molly. I
Molly.
think I think it's Molly. She got it from I think Battersea, which is an animal charity because she did lose one of her dogs recently last year, and so she got a new one, and so his name is Molly, is my understanding. So it's just so incredibly cute, and she's doing it as part as well as with the Chelsea Flower Show. I think there's an aspect to that as well, but it's just so sweet to see Camilla with this new dog. Charles also has a new dog as well, so they have their dogs mixing together, which I find is very cute. Charles hasn't owned a dog in many years. And so Camilla's just very passionate about animals and about her dogs and everything. And it's something you see reflected in what she does. She brought her dogs to engagements and they helped pull the rope for plaques and stuff. So it's just so sweet. I love her and her little dog. It's just so cute and good to have around, especially as the family goes through obviously Charles's continued cancer treatments. I think it's all very good and sweet.
Totes adorbs.
The centerpiece of this discussion is Meghan Markle's anniversary collage, released to commemorate 7 years of marriage. The accompanying message thanks supporters for standing beside the couple throughout their love story, portraying the last 7 years as a journey shared with loyal followers around the world. However, critics immediately questioned not only the wording but also the composition of the collage itself. According to commentators, almost every image appears carefully selected to reinforce a very specific narrative. Rather than presenting spontaneous family moments, the collection resembles a professionally curated visual timeline designed to reinforce the Sussex brand. Some observers argue that the focus rarely appears to be on the family as a whole. Instead, they believe Meghan herself occupies the visual center of nearly every photograph. The suggestion is that the anniversary tribute tells less of Harry and Meghan's shared story and more of Meghan's personal journey into international fame. Whether viewers agree with that interpretation or not, it highlights the continuing debate over how the couple present themselves publicly and how carefully their image appears to be managed. Commentators also examined how the photographs seem to reflect the changing nature of Harry and Meghan's relationship over time. The earliest images, particularly those from around 2020, are described as showing a couple still riding the excitement of their departure from royal life. At that stage, Prince Harry appeared enthusiastic, optimistic, and fully committed to the new future they were building in California. As the years progress through the collage, critics claim the tone subtly changes. While public displays of affection remain constant, with frequent hugging, kissing, and hand-holding, some commentators argue that those expressions appear increasingly staged rather than spontaneous. They suggest that affection alone cannot demonstrate the overall health of a relationship. Instead, they point to Harry's facial expressions in later photographs, describing him as appearing noticeably more serious and less animated than during the couple's earlier years. Commentators speculate that the challenges following the Sussexes' departure from royal duties, including commercial setbacks, criticism from both supporters and detractors, and growing public scrutiny, may have contributed to changing public perceptions of the marriage. Whether those observations accurately reflect reality remains impossible to verify from photographs alone. Nevertheless, they form a significant part of the wider discussion surrounding the anniversary post. Toward the end of the discussion, attention shifts to one particular photograph within the anniversary collage. Online commentators claim the image appears to combine elements from separate photographs taken during Harry and Meghan's tour of New Zealand. According to those raising the issue, certain poses and backgrounds appear unusually similar to previously published images, leading to suggestions that Photoshop may have been used. The discussion stops short of presenting definitive proof. Instead, commentators note that modern image editing software makes such alterations technically possible. They argue that if one image appears manipulated, it inevitably encourages viewers to question the authenticity of the rest of the collection as well. Whether intentional or not, they suggest that every perceived inconsistency adds to existing skepticism surrounding the Sussexes' public messaging. The anniversary collage was clearly intended to celebrate 7 years of marriage and thank supporters who have followed Harry and Meghan throughout their journey. Instead, it has sparked another wave of debate. Rather than focusing on romance or family milestones, much of the public conversation has centered on authenticity, image management, photography, privacy, and long-running speculation surrounding the Sussexes. Supporters may view the collage as a touching family tribute. Critics, however, see another carefully curated public relations exercise designed to shape a particular narrative while leaving important questions unanswered. Regardless of which interpretation people accept, one thing remains clear. Even a seemingly simple anniversary post has once again placed Harry and Meghan firmly at the center of another intense public debate. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe the anniversary collage successfully celebrated 7 years of marriage, or do you think it raised more questions than it answered? As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.